All right, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something I know is on a lot of your minds, that looming exam pressure. We're going to turn it into a real, actionable plan for success. So if you're feeling that crunch, that last-minute stress, you've come to exactly the right place.
So let's just start with a question that's probably bouncing around in your head, right? The one maybe keeping you up at night. The clock? It's ticking. The exam is basically here. And the big question is, are you really ready?
I mean, we all know this story, don't we? It's a feeling we're just way too familiar with. A year out? That's an eternity. 5 months? Still plenty of time. Then 1 month hits and you're like, okay, I'll get serious soon. Suddenly it's 10 days left and that cold panic starts to creep in. And then, boom, it's the night before. You know, this isn't just a school thing. This is that classic procrastination loop that follows us everywhere in life.
Okay, but listen, there's zero point in looking back and beating yourself up about the time you've lost. What's done is done. Seriously, dwelling on it, that's just another sneaky way to procrastinate. The real power, the only opportunity that actually matters, is in the time you have left. Right here, right now.
All right, let's really dig into this idea, because this is where we pivot from regret to action. And look, this isn't just some feel-good wishful thinking. It's a fact. That final stretch before an exam, those last few days, maybe a week or two, can be ridiculously powerful. If you can bring intense, focused dedication to the table, you can still make a huge impact on your final score.
So that brings us to the big question, right? This is the core of what we're talking about today. It's not enough to just want to do well. You need a game plan, a real strategy. So what exactly do you need to do to turn this last bit of time into your secret weapon?
Okay, here's the answer. It's about adopting a really powerful mindset. For the time you have left, you have to enter what we'll call a student exile, or a vanvas. Now, this idea is actually inspired by the story of Lord Ram, who left his entire kingdom for 14 years of hardship, all for a greater purpose. Now, don't worry, your exile is going to be a lot shorter, but the principle? It's exactly the same. It's a temporary period of intense focus and sacrifice to hit an extraordinary goal.
And the parallel here, well, it's pretty obvious, right? Lord Ram gave up the comforts of a palace, royal food, a whole life of ease, all for a bigger mission. Your sacrifice is just the modern version of that. For these next few days or weeks, whatever you've got, you have to make a choice. A choice to leave your comfort zone. That means saying no to the endless Instagram scroll, no to the junk food, and no to all those tiny little distractions that just suck away your time and your focus.
But look, a mindset, that's not enough to win this thing. A great attitude without a plan is basically just a wish. It's like having a great general with no map. To make this whole student exile thing actually work, you need a practical day-by-day schedule, a real, honest-to-goodness battle plan. So let's actually do the math here. Let's break down your day and find this time that you think you don't have. We all get 24 hours, right? No one gets more. Okay, first, let's take out the non-negotiables. We're going to subtract 6, maybe 7 hours for sleep. That's essential. You need it for your brain to work. Then take out 2 hours for daily stuff. Eating, showering, getting ready. We'll even be generous and subtract 3 hours for rest and breaks, and another 3 for whatever other activities you've got.
So after all of that, after sleep, food, breaks, and all the other stuff life throws at you, what are you left with? You're left with this. 10. A full 10 hours. Every single day. 10 hours that can be dedicated to pure, focused study. And this isn't some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. This is a real, achievable target. And that is your path to success.
Now I can already hear you. You're thinking, 10 hours? No way. I just don't have that kind of time. But here's the reality check, okay? It is not about finding new time out of thin air. It's about reallocating the time you're already using, or let's be honest, wasting. Just think about it for a second. What if you just swapped your daily screen time for study time? Bam! You'd probably hit that target. Easy. The time is already there. You just have to take it back.
And this brings us to a really important point. The difference between starting something and actually finishing it. Watching something like this, that's motivation. It's like the spark that starts the engine. It gets you going. But that spark, it's temporary. It fades. The real engine that's going to power you through those 10-hour study sessions, that is self-discipline. That's your real power. That's what keeps you going and creates permanent change. And let's be real for a second. This is going to be hard. Your brain is going to fight you every step of the way.
It's going to crave that easy dopamine hit from your phone, from a snack, from literally anything other than the hard work in front of you. Your mind just wants what feels good in the moment. And it takes incredible discipline to ignore that craving, to say no to that little voice, and to just keep going. Discipline is that muscle that lets you say, nope, not right now.
So when it all boils down to it, you have a choice to make. You have to pick your pain. On one hand, you've got the pain of discipline. It's temporary, it sucks in the moment, but it's the pain of effort. On the other hand, you've got the pain of regret. And that one lasts. It's that awful sinking feeling of knowing you could have done more. One of these pains builds you into someone stronger. The other one just tears you down. The choice is yours. Which one is it going to be?